Hi folks, it's Dane at JONAH Guitars, and this is one of those things I said I'd probably likely never get into, and I'm kind of like still in the CNC debate. There's some controversy. I was always on the side of, well, you know, you don't want to build anything with a CNC because there's no soul in that. The farther into this I get, the more I feel like I can actually do a better job in certain areas. I'm thinking primarily of inlay. This is, and then the other problem was this is a lot of money to lay down just to do peg head inlays or headstock inlays. So yeah, I started thinking about the possibilities of other types of inlays, like, you know, just any fretboard inlay, you know, simple to complex really. And then since I'm now building acoustic guitars, there's the sound hole rosette, which I think could just be loads easier. To do that, so I needed to get a machine that was big enough for a guitar top to lay in, and so this machine is 25 by 25 as far as the working dimensions are concerned. The overall dimensions are bumping right up against 40 inches both directions, so it's got a pretty good footprint. Now this machine, for whatever, in March here, what is this? This is the 9th of March. It's a Saturday. And I went to lunch, and when I got back, this was waiting for me. It actually got here pretty quick. I think I only ordered this thing like last Tuesday, but it got here actually pretty rapidly. I was expecting it to be at least a full week. So this machine was on a couple $100 off in March, by March 15th, I believe. So if you're interested in this, go to the FOXALIEN website and look up their Vastro XL model. That's the size that this is, and they just have the standard Vastro, which was just a little too small for me to actually get a guitar body in, so I decided to bump up to the next size. And there's not a huge increase in price to come up to the next size. So anyway, what I'm going to say comparable machine, and anybody that has one will probably give me crap for saying that, but the machine I was actually initially interested in was the Shark. I'm trying to think of what the brand, the big name is, but anyway, it's the 510, I believe. That's about the same size as this. And the only thing that it has that this one doesn't have, that I'm aware of, and I'm a complete novice at this stuff, the only thing that the Shark CNC has that this one doesn't have is the little handheld controller. This actually, the control box on this has a place to plug a hand controller into. This machine just didn't come with it, so I'm not sure. I got to do a little research on that and see what a hand controller will set me back. The nice thing about that, I guess, is that you can put a program into it from a USB or a flash card, and then you can operate it from that. You don't have to have your desktop or your laptop sitting right next to your CNC machine. So that's already probably too much talking. Let's open this thing up. And I already know that there's a layer of foam in the top of these, so I don't have to worry about cutting too deep and scratching or cutting something up inside. I've been mainlining, that's not the word, binge watching videos on this particular CNC along with others, and I've been also been watching videos on the easel, the Inventables easel software. Who comes to mind? James Dean Designs has done some really good videos on this product, and you can also see there's, I don't know if you can tell on this, but there's 4 boxes here. Back when a couple years ago, I've been watching some build videos and stuff, and they were in 3 boxes. So they've changed it up to 2 boxes, or 4 boxes rather. So anyway, these are some sort of rails. They've got feet on them, so I'm going to guess they're the bottom rails. Oh, maybe they've added a center brace because I think there was just 2 on the ones that I've seen people put together. There's other models in the FOXALIEN brand. There are, I think it's called a Mouser. I'm not sure, obviously. And they have smaller stepper motors. They have belt drives, which is another thing that I did not want. I did not want a belt drive. What? There we are. So this is the X motor. So this is the X axis, and you have the plate here for your Z axis to mount to. Anyway, these I can read the specs to you. I don't remember. I think these are 15 millimeter lead screws, and then they've got the ball ends that keep the take the shock out of it. That's part of why I didn't want belts. I think the lead screws are just much more accurate for forever, rather than, I think the belts probably start out somewhat accurate, but I think that's going to diminish as the belts wear and stretch, and these things should not stretch. I think that's all that's in here. So these are your Y-axis rails. These are NEMA 23 motors, and the smaller machine, that the belt drive machine that they have, they're like NEMA 15 or something. Oh, the box is upside down. That's interesting. Okay, so they've changed the little chip shields that go on the side of the Y-axis to actual steel. They were previously aluminum, so they're a little heavier duty. I don't think that makes much difference because it's just a cover. It just keeps the chips out of the works. And then these are the spoil board. So these double as the base, the spoil board, and the clamp rails. So they go side by side, and then the nuts slide in there. I watched so many videos, I hardly don't feel like I even need to read the directions. Here's the hardware package, and the brush, and the USB cable. This is the wiring chain there, brackets for that. So got some bits that come with the unit. Got the Z0 block and actually real wrenches. The newer ones are coming with real wrenches rather than the little pressed steel wrenches that they provided earlier. This is very, very well packaged. So here's the Z-axis, and again, the same size stepper motor. I'm running out of room for stuff. Controller right here. Yeah, I'm just going to set it down right here. And then you've got the spindle holders. The one that came with the spindle that came with it is already on there. I believe that's 52 millimeter. Then you have the 65 millimeter for the Makita. and you have the 69 millimeter for the DeWalt little trim routers. And I guess a lot of people are using the Harbor Freight Bauer router just as an extra router. I use those little trimmers for. I have a Bosch one, and I wasn't happy with the way it adjusts, and so I picked up a Bauer, and it gets hot. It gets real hot. So I wouldn't use it on a CNC machine. I think it just gets way too overheated. All right, so I think we got everything. Double checking. Pretty sure that these are my cross pieces. So I know I found them. They were a little hidden in the earlier style of packaging. One guy I watched. So here's the stuff. This is where it's going to live, right here on top of my saw table. And this is actually, you can see this is the Biesmeyer fence. So I have access all the way up to 51-inch wide cut to the blade. Unfortunately, once I put this machine here, I'm going to be limited to about 20 inches, maybe a little more.